one community, 3 tiers, 44 teams, and nearly 200 matches played. It's all led to this. Welcome to the playoffs, where the pretenders get eliminated, no second chances are given, and only the strong will survive. We'll see dominant performances, we'll see rivals clash, and we'll see shocking upsets. Players and teams of all skill levels have practiced for months to get here, giving it everything they have, but at the end of the day, only one will achieve: tranquility.
And welcome to the Iris podcast, everyone. I am Ski Free Yeti, and joining me tonight, we have several people. We have Thug, we have Specs, we have NPC, and joining us is special guest. I'll let him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Smugs. I am your Pharaoh One Tricks in season 2, and yeah, glad to be here.
All right, Smugs is joining us for a specific reason, and we're just going to hop kind of right in and explain what's going on there. So with season 5 right around the corner, everybody, there's going to be a lot of changes going on. We're going to cover a little bit of those changes a little later tonight in the show when we talk about some of the changes to the tiers. Minimal changes in some, big changes in another. The main thing, however, is Cavalier is changing his role in the community. He's still going to maintain his status as commissioner, but he is now instead kind of going to become like an overseeing brand manager, commissioner role. He is no longer going to have any tier direction role. So therefore, we have offered, and the role has been accepted by Smugs for season 5. So Smugs will be your Discord tier director come season 5. So congratulations, Smugs. Welcome to the Orange Names.
Thank you.
Congrats to the shit show.
You have inherited another job. Congratulations.
You can never do right, by the way.
Yes, you'll never do it right. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm expecting to get shit from everybody.
Yes,
including
it's not
us.
abnormal. It's not abnormal. So guys, Smugs is going to be joining the admin team next season, so we are really excited to have him on board. There's going to be a lot more changes we're going to talk about for season 5 as the weeks come on here. Just make sure to stay tuned, tune into the Iris podcast, pay attention to announcements. We'll have things going out as we kind of get through everything here. So first and foremost, Smugs, he's your new man moving forward. He'll be taking over the Discord tier next season. However, I guess there's this we still have the business of season 4 to tend to. So we're gonna hop. Yeah, I know, right? So we're gonna hop right in with our first segment of the day, and that is Amp It Up. We're gonna talk a little bit about the week that was the quarterfinals and wild card, and it's kind of a mishmash of playoffs. The playoffs in the Overwatch Tranquility community. Let's talk a little bit about what happened last week. What happened last week in the playoffs that caught your eye? Let's start with Smugs.
Definitely the Corvidity upset over Exiles. That's something I wasn't expecting at all. I think Corvidity's DPS are a lot better than people give them credit for. And honestly, going into playoffs, I wasn't expecting them to even make it that far. And I genuinely think they can make it farther too.
I got a big match this week up against Uncommitted. That'll be on Tuesday on this very channel tomorrow. Thug, what about you?
Honestly, besides I like the Corvidity thing, not much.
You were surprised by the lack of surprises?
Yeah, I mean the Corvidity thing, Orbit, you could call that a surprise, but not really. It went kind of as I'm surprised the Harmony tier is working out pretty much exactly like most of us expected. Like, we're never that right. People remind us all the time we're wrong all the time, and so for some of us to be like kind of right about it, it's shocking. So
yeah,
That's my biggest.
It's very interesting. Specs, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely the Corvidity match, and it's almost like someone in this podcast has been saying for a while that Exiles is so good, and they're great, and they're fantastic, and there's no way they can lose, and they're a surprise, that can make it to the finals and upset some people.
You said Texas hard on this podcast.
Yeah,
Your opinion doesn't.
Yeah, your opinion is irrelevant. Your opinion is irrelevant. All right. NPC, what do you think?
Basically the same thing. I kind of thought Corvidity was going to bite the dust there, but they didn't. It was close. It was a very close game. I was kind of surprised a little bit that Beer Pressure wasn't closer. I kind of thought that Habaneros was going to win. 4-2 is still a respectable score, but I was kind of thinking it would go to map 7, map 8.
It's the Corvidity match. It's a completely unexpected upset. Exiles had a great stage 1. They went 5-0, and 1 and 2 in stage 2, not great, but they played Havoc relatively close. Same with the in-laws, but when we look at how things worked out, Corvidity just kind of smashed them. Really unexpected. Also, Sorcery Pepe might just be the most underrated player in the entire Tranquility community. He is an insane DPS player. He kind of popped off in the 2v2, and for some reason, if you look at the all-star voting right now for Transcendence tier, he's got 3 votes. I just want to say, what the hell's wrong with you people? You can vote in the Transcendence tier and you haven't voted for Sorcery Pepe yet. I don't know what you're doing, but he's better than the majority of he's better than the large majority of the DPS in the tier. So, anyways, what are you looking forward to this week, Smugs?
This week, honestly, to see how my own team is going to perform, even though none of us play the game anymore.
Second Chance versus Pogfish.
Second Chance versus Pogfish, and it's actually kind of funny because the whole reason Pogfish even got into Tranquility was because Second Chance, and we scrimmed them so many times before the season even started, and we got them into the community, and now we're gonna have to take them out. So it kind of
calling the shot already. I can respect it. All right, Thug, what do you think?
Biggest thing I'm looking for is the modified flashbacks. The hello, child.
Why, hello there.
The flashbacks modify match, which to me is the finals match that we're not gonna able to get. So,
Baby Thug.
Pardon the technical difficulty right now, folks. I just noticed that I forgot to put the banner up. But anyways,
everybody has to wave.
Yeah, everybody has to wave. That's the rule. You wave. You have to wave at Baby Thug.
Did she just dab?
I don't know if that was dabbing or running. I think it was running.
We're taking the dab.
All right.
I think it was a dab. It looked like a dab.
Specs, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, of course I wrote down 2 things, in case that they were both taken, and of course they both were taken. So, I mean, to put it in retrospect for Second Chance, I haven't played Lucio since our last match 3 weeks ago, so gonna be a lot of fun. And really looking to see how this flashbacks modified game goes. I honestly couldn't pick a winner at this point, but very interested to see how it kind of all pans out.
NPC, what about you?
I'm looking forward to the upsets this week. I feel like this is the week we're going to see upsets because, just like Smug said, nobody's playing this game anymore. I mean, everybody's
the dead game. Valorant.
It's dead game. Valorant's out. But I mean, we shortened the season, which is great. But I think that some teams are still feeling some burnout, especially teams that scrimmed really, really hard during the season. They're feeling some burnout. There's Valorant available, and it's just whatever. They're playing other games. And some of them are coasting. They feel like, oh, we got this. We're just better than everybody else. We're just going to, whatever. And the underdog teams are doubling down. Right. They're like, we know we're the underdog teams. We need to be there. The Corvidity and Exiles, right? Yeah. And I'm looking forward to that because, some of those teams are just gonna rest in and sandbagging, unintentional sandbagging. And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that because there's going to be some pretty crazy upsets. There's going to be some pretty crazy plays going on.
I mean, I definitely think there's some. I think the teams that are doing a lot of the sandbagging, a lot of that's in the Discord or the Transcendence tier. It seems, I think, more than anywhere else. But I mean, you have Havoc, which is doing its one last ride right now, and then you have Second Chance, which is on like its 14th chance. Then you have Houston In-Laws, which is on its 4th roster of the season.
Uncommitted's literally named uncommitted because they didn't want to commit.
I mean, I would say the most committed teams right now are probably Pogfish, Corvidity, and Orbit. Yeah. And are they the favorites in any of their games? No. So I think we could see some upsets this week. I really do. So that's kind of what I was going to say as well. The Transcendence tier, I think, is going to be a bit of a crapshoot this week because I don't know that the lack of preparation from a lot of these teams might hurt them to these teams who are scrimming 3 or 4 nights a week right now.
Right.
Will they? I mean, it depends. There's raw talent to take into account too on all those teams, that are at the top.
Uncommitted's been doing great all season. They haven't scrimmed once.
Right. No, they had one scrim. One scrim. Literally one scrim, if I remember correctly. So, no, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. So, let's get into our one segment really for the day. Actually, we'll do in memoriam at the end, and quickly for everybody. I know people are asking about it, or people were trying to get into the giveaway. The giveaway drawing will happen, or the cutoff for the giveaway will be at the beginning of the in memoriam video. So if you're looking to get into the giveaway, make sure you get in at that point. So what we're going to do now is a 5-headed Mount Rushmore. Throw Smugs' picture up there somewhere. He's there. He's there. We promise. He's on there. He's on there too. Yeah, he's underneath it because that's, never mind. I'm not going to make a Mexican joke. It's like Mexico Southern. That's what I was going with. That was, yeah.
Why did I say yes to being on here?
Yep, south of the border.
Yep, south of the border is what I was going with. That's unfortunate. That's a Monka TOS. All right, well,
I've reported you to your speaker.
I regret everything. South, not anything else, you monsters. Anyways, oh no. All right, moving on then, guys. Let's get into some of the topics today. We're doing it pretty simple today in the Mount Rushmore, and that is going to be a bit of a superlative segment. So it's what superlatives are, for those of you who don't know. Those are basically your most likely to succeed, most likely to do blah, best this, most something or other. Basically, it's who is that person. It's a lot of yearbooks, like school yearbooks do this, things like that. So that's what superlatives are. So we're going to start kind of with some teams here, and these superlatives can go from any team across any tier. Okay, so we're going to start with a simple one: most likely to succeed. And you can interpret that any way you want. Go ahead, Smugs, you start.
Man, there's only really one team that comes to mind. It's Havoc.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can't go wrong with it. Like, you put all like the best players on a team. Like, what else do you expect? Like, they're not gonna lose, right? So that's my basic answer is Havoc.
No argument.
No argument. I don't think anybody would argue with that. Move on to the next question. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Thug. What do you think?
Since Smugs took my first choice, just kidding. Second choice. Most likely to succeed. Pogfish.
So,
of course.
Really? Not sure if serious or meme or both.
That's the way he likes it.
I think you just muted yourself.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. You just all right. Anyways, all right. He said the thing, by the way, guys. Everybody drink. Yeah. Specs, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a Discord tier team here. I'm gonna go with Airstrike. I think out of any team in that tier, they have the easiest walk into the finals.
That's a fact.
And then in the finals, they'll either be playing Caliber or Tailwind. And I'm interested to see where those two teams' heads are at after playing such a hard match the week beforehand. I don't know. They just have a cakewalk this week. Who knows what Tough Luck's going to have next week? Do they have a stable roster? Most likely not.
Egos.
So, yeah, no.
So many egos.
Yeah.
All right. NPC, what do you think?
This is a tough one. You know, it is a tough one because I look at a lot of the teams and I look at stuff like, you know, Specs was just saying, oh, Airstrike's got a cakewalk against Prodigious, but Prodigious did really well last week. Like I was, you know, I'm very surprised. Like they've made a lot of roster changes, they've turned some things over, so I don't know if we can really discount any teams at the moment. But I think the team that stands out is the Jalapenos. I think they may be the first team to two-time back-to-back make the you know grand champions. So I don't know. I mean, they're looking really good right now.
You took mine. You took Jalapenos. They were my first choice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go with my second choice here, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The reason why I'm picking this team is because I think that they do have the easiest route to get to the finals out of any Discord tier team. And that's Tough Luck. I think Aura can match Void Kit. I think Rig and Sif, or who their other off tank, I can't remember the name of, I think they can match Cactus and Cryptic. I think for me, it comes down to then how strong that support line is, you know, for Tough Luck versus Airstrike. I think Tough Luck can beat Airstrike. I think, in fact, they will beat Airstrike. So I think Tough Luck has a pretty nice road to the finals right now. They're playing pretty good. I'm sure Smugs told me they're playing like shit, but that's just, you know, coach talk there. But I'm gonna say Tough Luck. I really feel it right now. So all right, let's move on to the next question here. This is a little bit different of a topic here. The most wholesome team in the tranquility community. Smugs, you get the first go. Are you taking the easy pick?
I'm not. This one's more of a joke, and she's probably gonna get mad. But I chose Holy Jalapenos because it has Beth, and Beth once told me to drink bleach because my tummy hurt.
She did. She did. Yeah, I heard it.
So therefore, they are the most wholesome team because, you know, Beth is just such a saint, and she helps me so much. So therefore, Jalapenos have my vote.
All right. What do you think, Doug?
Well, that was mine. I didn't think I have to write down a second one, but since I mean the apple's low hanging, the Fighting Potatoes. I mean, they are only a few of them. I want to throw some off a bridge.
Yeah, they're lovable.
Anyone from Minnesota is going off a bridge. Facts. They're people. I say wholesome is they're nice people. They're pleasant to talk to. They honor their commitments. Core bought me a beer after he said he'd buy me a beer like 4 months after he said it. And that doesn't happen.
We Minnesotans remember.
Always pay their debts. Always.
True.
So that's mine. That's my low-hanging fruit, even though I did pick jalapenos. Just can I go first next time? For fuck's sake.
No. Thought you never get to go first. Specs, go ahead.
Of course, I write down two teams, and you know, guess what two teams they are. You know, I've been saying all year the Fighting Potatoes are a great group of people, not good at Overwatch, and that just gets taken right from me. So great.
Yeah.
A wonderful personality.
Yeah. I don't. What do I
It's
even
not
go
you,
with now?
baby. It's your personality's great, but that's basically Specs.
Yeah. I guess Jetpack Cats. Maybe.
I didn't expect you to say that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Go back. Go back.
NPC.
Okay. So, you know, I had trouble. I wrote down like 4. I mean, you know, I kind of knew I was going to go next to last. I had written DDoS and I struck it out because they're great guys, but they teabag. They teabag, and yeah, such disrespect there. So I put Bork. I also put Potatoes, but I put Bork. Really wholesome group. They knew they were out of it, and they stayed in the tournament. They didn't drop. I mean, they did great. Bork is a fantastic team to play with, play against. I know a few of them in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Very wholesome people. Lots of dog pictures in their Discord. So it's always
So
nice.
I have to say that, you know, you guys complain about going last or second or whatever. I always go last.
I know.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna go.
You're so
with...
generous. You're such a generous lover.
I know. I am going to go with a team. I'm not going to stay in the Harmony tier because we all know the Harmony tier.
I was about to say we all pick Harmony.
The Harmony tier is the most wholesome tier.
The most wholesome people.
It's straight up facts. But
everybody has egos.
Yeah, so many egos. It's true.
We all know we're trash.
Yeah, we all know we're bad.
You accept it and you embrace it.
Exactly. Yep. Embrace your failures, everyone. That's what makes you a wholesome person. Boy, do I. Let's go with. I'm gonna go with Maelstrom. Actually, Maelstrom has some really chill people in it, in my experience. Triage, Crispy, that whole gang right there. Really cool group of people. Definitely think they're on the wholesome side of the Discord tier. You get some of the try-hard sweaty boys in there too, with their 14 coaches and everything like that. I'm not taking any shots at Caliber or anything like that. I would never take shots at Caliber at all, ever. Why would I ever take shots at Caliber? But
I wouldn't even mention Caliber's name.
No, I would never I would never imply that I'm taking shots at Caliber. But anyways, I think Maelstrom for sure. Let's go. Next question is the team most likely to be upset the remainder of the go here. Smugs, what do you think? Are you gonna say second chance? Because that'd be funny.
I could, but I feel like Specs might say that. I'm gonna go with the other easy option, and I'm gonna say uncommitted, just because Corvidity looks pretty strong, and I think it just depends how washed Horus is, and how that Horus Kuna line works against Sorcery Pepe. So I think uncommitted have the best chance at losing.
You already know how washed Horus is. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I do, honestly.
No, I'm sorry. Peter 6G. Sorry, let's make sure we say it. Yeah, Peter 6G.
Yes. Call him by his Christian name, please.
Thug, what do you got?
The team I put is Havoc. And now I put Havoc because it's gonna depend on their commitment level, how much shits they give. They could season 1 gravity the thing and just not show up. It really all depends.
And season 2 gravity. Hey, don't forget season 2 gravity as well.
We can never forget season 2 gravity.
Why did you say it like that? I don't understand. We could never forget season 2 gravity.
We could never remember the Alamo.
God.
Well, you guys helped the flooding. There's a lot of flooding issues around, so you guys helped a lot towards the end of the season. I can't forget that. The sandbagging was impressive. Yeah. I think Havoc is a team that is most likely to be upset out of all of them because they have most to lose.
Yeah. Yep. No question. Specs.
Yeah, I mean, again, obvious choice here. Second chance. Again, I haven't played support in Overwatch in 3 weeks. This is going to be a nightmare. But not gonna. Yeah, not gonna pick that.
I just have to say it real quick. Specs is saying these things like he was gonna carry second chance through their next match. That's just funny to me. Like, you have to remember, their DPS line is still Rocket and Smugs. Like, I'm just saying, hello.
Actually, I might have to play tank on Wednesday.
Oh, yes. Okay, all right.
So the DPS line might be Orsted and Rocket.
Oh, that's a horrible line. You're done. You're dead. Then.
Dude, okay, Brig's not a DPS player.
Yeah, I know. We're Orsted on Brig? I don't know.
And I can't lock the horse. So
unlucky.
But, you can't lock the horse.
I might be forced to lock something that actually requires some skill, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
get back on.
Wait, so that means you're not playing
tank anyway, Smugs?
Wait, what?
Is
He
it
was
May
practically Pharah, just bigger.
It's true.
So I'll figure it out.
Specs, I don't think we actually got your answer. We were too busy bantering.
This is technically an upset, so I guess it applies. But as much as I hate saying this, it's going to be modify because flashbacks are going to beat them, and that hurts me to say. Such a good team loses and such a bad team wins. It's horrible.
Was right.
Horrible.
You shouldn't say such. Don't say such mean things about flashbacks. Mostly because it'll all blow back to me anyways. So
you're right.
Lucky.
All right, FPC, go ahead.
Looking at all these matchups, I'm trying to define the word upset. and like they're all close. They're all good. Is it by popular vote? Is it by seeding rank? Is it
Webster's dictionary defines an upset as
okay? So I think Houston in-laws. Nobody's going to be more upset than them when they lose.
Okay, all right.
I like how you took the word
and you spun it. I love it.
And you made a nice funny.
That was a nice funny. I respect.
Thank you,
funny.
thank you. I was looking for, the definition of the word upset, and that's what I got.
I'm not saying it's a hee funny. That's a thinker. That's when like you just breathe more through your nose, like.
I am making a pretty bold one here, because I am going to say that the Hanamura Hellhounds will beat Caliber.
I see it.
That is my pick. I think the Hellhounds are playing.
You've been saying that since the preseason, though.
You know what? You know what? Damn it! I am not giving up on the Hellhounds. Gab,
you know what?
Gab, I put a lot on your shoulders, buddy, and I need you to come through. Pick the rest of those shitheads up and just start carrying them, would you?
He would say he would commit to the Hellhounds.
No. I just think the Hellhounds are of higher caliber than their opponent.
Okay.
Anyways, I could see that being upset. I think Caliber is ripe for an upset. I don't even necessarily say it's this match, even. I think it could be the next match or the next match. That's the problem, is the Discord tier. I think there's reasonable justification you can make for every single team that's left that could go on a run here and get hot and win it.
That's what I was saying.
It's just there's so much parity. So why not go with the team who has the most to prove? And that's the Hellhounds. So I could see Specs wanting to dish something out right there.
Minus prediction.
I was waiting for that. All right, let's go.
I saw that. I'm like, Specs' input.
All right, which team is the most robbed? Which team should be here? Which team deserves to be here? Obviously, there's been a lot of teams eliminated so far, which we'll cover some of those in a little bit here on in memoriam. But is there any team that's just been kind of robbed? Maybe a bad matchup, maybe just way better than where they ended up. What do you think, Smugs?
I actually went with Beer Pressure here for a couple reasons. Okay, I personally rather see Habaneros than Beer Pressure, for tough luck, and I feel like Beer Pressure just kind of lacked the mental focus to finish out that game. Once they lost that first map when it was 2-1, they were still up, but you can tell that they were lost and they weren't really sure what to do anymore. And then as I watched the series, they swapped to Hog Zarya on Route 66 because they couldn't use double shield to take high ground as a team. And once they swapped to Hog Zarya, I knew at that point the series was over, just because I kind of just felt like they threw their hands up and kind of just went with whatever they felt like had to be done to take the map. So I feel like they definitely could have honestly beaten Tough Luck if we were to play them.
What do you think, Thug?
I have Illusion here. I think this is the team that probably had the most promise if they had a few more weeks to gel together. I think it's a team that was on the cusp of doing something pretty great. And I felt like they got a bad matchup. I don't know what happened there, but I feel like Illusion, with a couple more weeks as that team, probably could have been a big contender to take the whole Discord tier.
What do you think, Specs?
Yeah, I think it's more an organization than an individual team, in my opinion. And that organization is the DDoS Alt F4 organization. It breaks my heart to see that they're not there and hurts my insides.
Robbed, though?
Robbed.
Poor leadership.
Very poor leadership, if we're at.
Yeah. I mean, they both had PDK get on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, how robbed can you be? Yeah. Yeah. Haha, PDK bad. LOL. Anyways. NPC, go ahead.
I also had Beer Pressure, but I also have Exiles. Exiles were so strong. The entire first and second stage, and then they just didn't show up. Quality sandbagging at its finest in the playoffs. So I just disappointed. I feel like they could have made it. and they didn't. I mean, they weren't robbed by the other team. They kind of robbed themselves.
I'm going to say volume 51. I think they got hot, but it was just at the wrong time. Like, I feel like they started so poorly and they got hot in stage 2. Like, they were winning some matches pretty convincingly, actually. Like, they were kind of crushing in Group D. Then they got in the playoffs and it just didn't work out. But I'm saying volume 51. I think they had the right stuff going on. It just didn't come together. Lynx Esports had a great match against them. I think if it's a different season, a different time, I think volume 51 probably has a better seed, and maybe an easier schedule in stage 1 might have helped them too, because they kind of got put through the schedule ringer like badly. So I think they played both Second Chance, In-Laws, and Poisonous. That was Poisonous before they folded, when they were a good team. And now they're a completely different team. Man, I don't fucking know. So, and I think Beth brings up a great point too. Another team that I was weighing on was Paradise. Paradise inherited an 0-2 slot. They only won, I believe, one. Did they win a match in stage 1? No, they didn't. Karma beat them. So they got hot in stage 2. They looked good in stage 2, but I feel like it was, I think they deserve a mention just because I don't think they maybe got the fairest of shakes. I mean, they had a shot. They got in the playoffs. But, look at their first two.
I think it comes with, they were a team prior to it, but I think it comes with playing in Trank is a little bit different than just playing ranked stuff and doing scrims. Like, there's a little different vibe to it. As stupid as it sounds, there's pressure to it. It's a video game.
It's a competitive environment. Yeah, there's pressure no matter how you.
We have us idiots that talk about people, but
in the end, it's all fun and games, guys. Let's go on next to... Well, it's because comments weren't robbed. Y'all just choked. Let's go to... I'm just going to be real with you. Like, you weren't robbed. You choked.
Stop it, Mr. Yeti. They're already dead.
I know, they're already dead. Literally, half of them already left the server. Anyways, let's go to... let's do some players now. So who was the best in-game leader? Who stands out to you, Smugs?
Man, this one's tough just because I don't listen to a lot of comms and it's hard to match voices. But I went with Mighty Bear, to be honest.
Oof.
You can't forget his voice.
You can't forget his voice. He's very loud. He doesn't cloud comms nowhere near as much as he used to since way back then. And I feel like it's important to have a main tank that can call your pathing and your rotations, and he does that because a lot of the time some main tanks don't even fucking know where they're going. And they just press W and they die and they blame their supports. So, yeah, I think Cryptic has improved a lot. So I definitely put him up there for one of the best IGLs.
Cryptic Force, best IGL. If think it's season 2, would you have ever said that about Cryptic? I don't know if anybody could. The kid's grown. Okay, the kid's grown.
But early season 2 Cryptic Force was not the same Cryptic Force he is now. Not even close.
No.
Yeah, no.
He's matured a lot. He has a job and a girlfriend.
Wait, Cryptic has a girlfriend? Wait, whoa.
At least he did. I'm sorry, Cryptic Force.
Chat is like, wait, what?
All
right, Cryptic. We need an explanation, damn it. All right. Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, my answer is Vila. Again, it's hard because unless you actually pay attention, listen to comms. For me, Vila is somebody that leads that team really well. It might not be mid-fight leader. He respects a lot of the calls that are being made when he knows his place. But he does a good job of centering people and bringing them back to what their roles are in the team without telling people how to play the game, which I think is really hard as a leader and somebody when you're giving advice is you're not telling them how to play the character. You're giving them your role is this, fill it like you can, and it's instilling trust. So I put Vila there.
Specs, what do you think?
Yeah, considering I made the Tranquility World Tour throughout teams this season, I have a good background on a lot.
Big Specs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And hands down, played with this guy last year, played with this guy this year. It's it's the one with the puppy.
There it is, the puppy cam.
Puppy cam.
It's the puppy best IGL.
Puppy.
Put her on the desk.
MV puppy.
Oh,
Anyways,
yeah, no, seriously, it's actually Smugs though.
I could see that.
it's who?
He's cute too.
It's Smugs.
It's Smugs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What?
You're a good IGL, Brian. I'm proud of you.
Aw, thank you.
Thanks.
I try.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
Oh.
NPC. Who?
Brian's
you
unite. Brian's unite.
Yeah. You know, I had a couple of those written down as well. But somebody that I've played with in the past and I know is a good IGL and I've seen it and I've heard it firsthand, Impers.
Mhm.
Despite their most recent choke, he
Laying it
really
on
is
thick.
good for the same reasons Thug was talking about. He may not be the in-game shot caller, but between fights, when times are down, he's like, okay, guys, let's regroup. Let's, he keeps the team down. He brings them back down from jumping off that ledge most of the time. And he does a really good job of kind of, just kind of controlling the team and not telling them what to do, but helping them remember this is the strategy we chose to win. And I went with Impers.
It's good.
That's
Good one. I like
that's
that
a good choice. My first choice was Smugs. I was gonna say this because anybody who could lug half of Otaku's feeding ass through season 2 playoffs to the championship,
Especially
in
hybrid.
a goats meta, like that takes some good IGLing. So
Yeah.
I have the Smugs. I think deserves some credit there, but
Thank you.
yeah, I think I am going to probably go with my big Marf. He's a really good mid-fight shot caller. He makes a lot of those little and I feel like a lot of people are really good at setting plans. A lot of people are really good at ult tracking. A lot of people suck massively in the mid fight because things happen and they get lost in the chaos. But I feel like Marf does a good job of being one of the louder voices in comms and kind of like bringing people all together all at once. So I think that's all really, really important. So yeah, I think that's my take on it. At least I'm sure a lot of people would tell me I'm very wrong on that, but that's okay. I have never played with Marf, but he doesn't stop talking.
Really?
So.
He was on so many teams.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like by chance.
All right. Yeah, by chance I happened to run into Marf at one point. He was on my team for about 3 scrims and then he left. So most enjoyable opponent. So who's a player you enjoy playing against, Smugs?
A player, not a team.
Yeah, player.
Dude, honestly, it has to be Velzen just because the amount of crap we talk to each other like after games, it's enjoyable. And even before games, like all the banter that leads up, it's something that you just like carry on for like the rest of your friendship. Hey, remember when I beat you season 2 and I became a champion? Yeah, and then you rub it in their face. So.
Velzen had me on the team. That wasn't exactly fair.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. Were you the problem though?
NPC was a Chad.
NPC was the solution on that team.
They put me on the horse though. So
Oh,
The silent
valid.
carry. The silent carry.
All right, Thug, what do you got?
Have Malalia. Just from my personal stuff, I remember back to the Jalapenos DDoS game where they stomped us 4-0 really quickly. But there was a point on Hanamura when she was Moira and I was Anna, and as she's like she's just stalling for as long as she can, and she waves, and then I watch back her stream, and she's just laughing her ass off. But that's what Overwatch is about. It's just like.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Thug's trying to kill me. I'm just gonna wave to him as I know I'm gonna die and just see what happens. It was fun. It was funny to watch. I laughed super hard. It was good. I'd say Malalia.
Specs, what do you think?
Yeah. For me, it's actually Gab from the Hanamura Hellhounds. Great dude. Really enjoys kind of going over strategy with the other team after the game. Asking what came out as glaring weaknesses for his team. Gave tips for our team and really just kind of was a great opponent from start to finish. He's been around the community for a while and just someone that's great to be a part of here.
Gab is awesome. I've said this before. The Hanamura Hellhounds are great. Great team.
Yeah.
Definitely a Hellhound stan here. So NPC, what do you got?
So I haven't had the opportunity to play against any of those players. So the DDoS and get off my land really didn't overlap a whole
God,
lot.
I wish it happened.
I know
the
it should've
universe couldn't
happened.
handle it, honestly.
I know.
Shit.
That's true. So for me, I had plenty of moments where people would wave, and it was just I had a lot of fun times. but for me, I got to pick one, and it's going to be Race FPV. There were times when the potatoes to get off my land were playing. We played twice, by the way, so that helps. But like, Race would make an amazing shot, and I type in the chat, "Hey, nice shot, man. That was great. It was just an amazing angle." And then later on, I would kill him and then half his team, and he would type, "Oh my gosh, NPC popping off." It's just, we had a really good, we were helping each other succeed, even though we were on opposite sides. And all the potatoes, all the potatoes were on my list, but I couldn't say the whole team, so I just picked Race because I remember that one specific exchange where we congratulate each other on good shots. But
Race is the type of person to, when you get like a huge freaking like 5K ult, he's the first person to type in a chat like "wow" or "big" or something like that. Like
exactly.
He'll acknowledge how freaking awesome that was or something like that.
Exactly.
So that's kind of Race's personality. I went with my favorite opponent. One of my favorite opponents is PDK Kid. Because it's really fun to play against him, because whenever you get him in something, like you can imagine him in his in that voice he does saying, "Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Okay, dude." You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah.
Okay, dude.
Much higher.
Okay, dude.
Okay, dude.
Yeah. Anyways, yay, dude. No, I love playing against PDK because it's really funny to solo ult him. Like, really funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny. And I love PDK. He knows that, but my God, it's funny as hell. So, all right. Let's get the final. Or, I'm sorry. We have two more categories here. First, the best banterer. This doesn't necessarily mean who's the most toxic shithead. Who's the best banterer? Smugs, who do you got for this one?
Honestly, I didn't really pick anybody just because I can't remember anybody really bantering besides Belzen, but I don't want to talk about Kevin too much. I guess one thing I will say is that one ringer for Poisonous and Man, I think during one of the maps, he called us all boosted by roll Q.
Yep.
Because he's 4.5. Poisonous pretty much got a bunch of 4.5 players to play that second chance game. And he typed in match chat that we were all boosted by roll Q and that we were all bad. So that's like the closest to banter I've gotten in terms of train. And that was really funny, honestly, though.
My first thought when you said "and who" man was "and who."
I don't even know why he's 4.5. I shit on him, but
he wasn't
the point. He wasn't good.
Imagine being boosted by roll Q. Right?
I couldn't imagine.
I got worse.
Yeah,
I know. It didn't do what anybody thought it was going to do.
Well, for what it's worth, though, you are getting older, and
true.
Anyways, Thug, who's the best banterer?
So banter is hard because most of you are super garbage at it, and it's just the words you use to cover up you being assholes. True. And you say shitty things to people you don't know, and you're like, "It's just banter.
I'm just vibing."
I don't think you know what that word means, kid. But for me, it would be, my experience is Mix Ready. He's good at it because he's been around long enough, and no matter what, he's gonna talk shit. You can't take the man seriously ever. Nothing he says is real. It's just funny to play with him. Well, I was in a comp match with him a couple weeks ago, and he was explaining something, and someone's like, "Are you serious, or are you being sarcastic? Your tone is very sarcastic right now." His default is sarcasm.
Yes.
So it's just funny to see that, and I think anyone that's played with them or interacted with them throughout the entirety of Tranquility knows the man can banter, and he does it with a good heart.
Max, what do you think?
Oh, it's me.
Okay.
No, we're saying good at banter.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, NPC, go ahead.
You know what? I can get behind Specs there, but I think I'm gonna go with Bard.
We said good at banter.
Good at banter. Yeah. No, he's always there, and he's always got something to say. He might not always be on target, but he's always got something to say.
I'm going with one of my favorite people to just kind of shoot the shit with lately has been Needle.
He's pretty good with it. Yep.
He's really good at kind of like playing a close mix between toxic and and really sarcastic. which is a thing I respect because I do that shit all the time. And like Needle is really, really good at just kind of like throwing out the little like side comments that are just meant to like trigger you in the nicest way possible, because he always follows it with like a heart emoji or something. It's kind of like whenever I talk about Rollock with him, 222, because it always, and Hero Pools, because it's always funny. It's always funny.
He loves Hero Pools.
Those two things are going to fix the game.
All him and all of his homies love Hero Pools. So, all right. Last one here in the superlatives is the MVP in our hearts. Now, what this means is the player basically who's been severely underrated all season, not even an all-star nominee. Who's the one who's just they've been under the radar, perhaps completely underrated.
Oh, take a shot.
Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol, so
yeah. You did one night. You did that one time during admin pugs.
During Pug Night?
Yeah, during Pug Night you did.
Pug Night though. I had to for Pug Night.
It's true. But anyways, no, yeah. So who is the MVP in our hearts? This person is not nominated for All-Star, but who stands out? Who's the one who's that? Who is that person? Smugs, go ahead.
Man, this one was hard just because I noticed a lot of you guys are all great players in Tranquility.
No, you're not.
But so I have to go with another May One Trick, of course. I think Poggers is a lot better of a DPS than people give him credit for. He's a lot more flexible, in my opinion, than half the DPS and Discord tier. And having a good May is always a plus. Just because watching people play May in Discord tier gives me fucking headaches. Watching Poggers play May gives me slightly less headaches. So I pick Poggers.
That's nice. Oh yeah. What a compliment. You give me slightly less headache. That should be on a greeting card.
Go ahead, Doug.
Make it so. All memes aside, it's Specs. So let me explain. Give me a second. He didn't pay me anything for this. I need the money.
I didn't. I'm shocked.
I can't remove him from the call from this screen.
So
guys.
Here's the thing about Specs is everyone loves to shit on him. Because if you want to know how great Specs is, just ask him. And those are hard people to root for because they just talk about themselves all the time.
There's somebody behind you.
What's in her hand?
I don't know.
It's a baby kitten. It's a baby kitten.
I knew it was.
We gotta see it. Bring it back.
Everybody all of a sudden.
We have puppy cam, and we gotta have Smugs on every week now. That's it. This is decided.
This is why he's the Discord tier commissioner.
I demand Sophie next week.
I can't guarantee Sophie. I can try. I'll talk to Hybrid.
All right. We left off on
Smugs.
You said
Specs.
We left off on nice things about Specs.
I think if Specs had stuck with a team, there's a lot of outside the game and outside of normalcy experiences that happened that probably derailed what he was looking to do as a player.
Oh yeah.
And if there was more time investable into that, I think you could have really flashed as a player. So that's why. As much as everyone loves to shit on Specs, he's not super bad at Overwatch. He's just mostly bad at Overwatch.
I did my DPS placements today. I got gold.
Nice. See you guys.
He really. Oh my god, he is a boosted support.
But yeah, that's why I have Specs. Or not, yeah, Specs. That's his thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any time or person ever that I've been boosted with. Can't think of one. Not on this call. Not even on this call.
Not even on this call. Definitely not a former player, a player on second chance or anything. No. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. Okay. So, thanks for stealing my answer, Thug. Really, really appreciate it.
He's gonna say himself twice.
This is why everyone hates you.
Acceptable. Totally acceptable. I actually have Abe from the Holy Jalapenos.
He's an all-star.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't think you.
Should have done your homework, kid.
I thought I did.
We call it prep.
Thug, can you change your answer?
I can't see that channel, so I didn't know if he was.
Sir Blake, perhaps, might be an option.
Yeah, let's go with him. I don't know who he is, but you're great at Overwatch, I'm sure.
He's the other DPS on the jalapenos.
Sir Blade.
Oh,
Sure.
Oh my
Medieval
god.
time fighting dragons, probably.
wow, hot takes here.
Hot takes from
on the
Mr.
Iris
Specs.
podcast.
Toxic, actually toxic. Maybe, you know what? Specs, I have to say, there's a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about the jalapenos this Wednesday at our feature match.
What time?
Nice.
I think that's at 8:30 Eastern time on this very channel.
On this channel.
On
So
this channel,
twitch.tv/OW Tranquility.
Yeah, that's actually the name of this channel. You're right.
Interesting.
Yeah, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Now
I
have Twitch Prime. Can that be used on this channel?
In fact, you can use Twitch Prime
Wait,
to.
are you sure? Do we
What a
accept Twitch Prime?
plug.
We do accept Twitch Prime.
I
We
didn't
also
know
accept
that,
credit
guys.
cards.
Do we? Well,
Yes.
Discover.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, if you want to know, all of Tranquility's
we
greatest
accept your
secrets,
parents'
Wow,
credit
you can
cards.
yes,
donate.
if you want to know all
We
of
accept-
Tranquility's greatest secrets and send you Cavaliers booty pics, please send a private message with your social security number, list of greatest fears, and number of kidneys to me, please. All right. Hey, gifted subs. Thanks, Mugs.
Zuby.
5 gifted
Yeah.
subs out to the chat.
Really
I
soon.
wanted to make sure the subs worked because you guys were talking about it.
Oh,
It's true.
good call.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
The subs do
Thanks.
work. So if anybody,
I have to check on
Very
myself.
good.
just in case
That's
you
an
were,
orange
yeah,
name level move.
right.
That's
That's
an orange name level
this.
move.
This is why tier director right there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he gets
big
it.
brain, big brain.
They're the
I
biggest of
understand
brains,
it.
honestly.
Now, if I were to gift 5 subs now, do I get mod?
Yeah, no.
Worth a shot.
You to buy your way in.
Yeah, you think you just get it. That's how this works. All right. NPC, go ahead.
All right, MVP in our heart. For me, it's PDK Kid. I know what you're all thinking. I know what you're all thinking.
Which
Okay.
tier though? He played in all 3.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. It crosses tiers. You said we pick one from across all 3 tiers. This is all 3 tiers. PDK Kid. I'm picking him because now sure he just noped right out of Alt F4 as soon as DDoS. Right as soon as the season was over, he was off that team. But he didn't leave the team because he felt like they were bad people and he was better than them and he deserved a spot in the playoffs. He just wants to play the game, and he wants to play the game with Tranquility community people.
Mm-hmm.
He loves us here. He likes us here. No matter how much crap we give him here on the Iris podcast, he knows we're kidding and it's fun, and he loves being a part of it. And this kid is 14 years old, and he is more mature than some of the 20-year-olds we got in here.
He's more
That's a
facts.
fact.
He's just straight up
Facts.
facts, honestly.
This kid, I mean, he's got great potential at Overwatch. He just loves playing the game and having fun with his friends, and that's what Tranquility's about. So he's the MVP in my heart.
Yes, PDK Kid, we kid you because we love you. You fucking zoomer. All right. My MVP in my hearts personally, I am going with a player on Beer Pressure, kind of, a player that didn't really get a whole lot of credit for what they brought to that team. I'm going with Evates. Gilliam is a very good support, but I think when I look at Beer Pressure, it was the continued improvement of both the members of that support line. You obviously look at Retro Life being such a huge impact player on that team. Tarakton got way better as the season went on. But to me, Evates was just a really consistent piece of that team. He's around in Discord all the time. I mean, these are the kind of things that you look for a member of the community, and I think a player like him is really critical to a lot of teams. So I want to give it to Evates personally. So all right, guys, that is
I ain't mad at that.
that's the end of our superlatives here. We are going to now just as a quick reminder, giveaway entries end now. So if you want to get your giveaway entries in now, we're gonna be pulling the list as soon as this video starts. Smugs, are we losing you here?
Yes, you are.
All right.
I need to go coach my kiddos.
Yes, Smugs is off to coach. Tough luck. Thank you very much for joining us, Smugs. We will
Thank you, everyone, for having me.
Bye, Brian. I love you.
And for
Bye.
everybody else, we will
Bye.
now bring you, as a reminder, of course, we did lose several teams this past week, and while we're all very sad, it's important for us to pay homage to those who have fallen in the way that really I only know how to, and that's with very touching, heartfelt tributes. So we will now pay our respects to those who have fallen. We are truly saddened to see you all go, and it means it's the saddest thing ever. So, no, but genuinely appreciate your guys' participation in season 4 here, guys. It's been a lot of experimentation, the new schedule, and everything we're doing. It's a brand new thing, and I think in general it's worked well. I'm bringing up our normal background. Here we go. This looks way better. I love it. Look how nice we look now, guys.
Oh, look how clean it
nice.
is.
Look how it's so much cleaner it is. My God, it looks great.
Mugs.
Oh, no, anyways. So yeah, no, genuinely thank you guys for your participation. We tried a lot of new things this season. In general, we've been really happy with things. But that being said, there are some things we haven't really been thrilled with. And we're going to talk about some of those changes now. And I think most of you guys probably know what the changes are that we're talking about.
What tier?
Yeah, what tier was the biggest problem this season?
Harmony. There's no turnover. No.
Yeah,
Harmony
no.
Yeah, we're getting rid of Harmony tier completely.
Really quick, then just talk a little bit about Harmony and Discord tier, guys. Really, it's unchanged. We're really happy with it. The schedule, we like the schedule. Things worked out really good this season. Turnover was minimal, and we were happy. So I don't think we're going to be changing really anything for those two tiers. I know some of you guys are going to be, yeah, Cav, you're fired. Sorry you had to find out this way.
This is really uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is really uncomfortable. Anyways, so we've been really happy with the way things are. The new schedule, I think, worked out exactly as we hoped for. It's been shorter, so burnout's been more minimal. We've had much fewer withdrawals from both Discord and Harmony tier. One Discord tier withdrawal was, oh god, I can't even remember why they withdrew anymore.
There was one withdrawal from Harmony.
And there was one withdrawal from Harmony, but it was a rostering problem. Like they had people, Space Invaders. Yeah, and then in Discord tier, we lost one team as well. It was Legion, right? Legion was having their own, right? Yeah. So I mean, it was just like we're really happy with it. Yeah, we were really happy with it. Transcendence tier, on the other hand, was you ever seen that GIF of the dumpster floating down the river that's on fire?
Yeah,
because it was that a lot of the time. Spending a lot of time studying what's going on, spending a lot of time looking at simple facts. The very top end of the top end team is not a team that's ever going to be appealing, or Trank will never fully appeal to them. Just to be simply put, teams that are pushing for OD playoffs or top 32 OD, teams that are like 4.4K or higher that want to like push towards OD playoffs, they're not going to care about Tranquility. We're going to play second or third fiddle to them. We don't have a prize pool. We're a longer tournament. Yep. It's not for everyone. It's not for them. These players are looking for the next big thing. Sure, a lot of these 4.4 teams have teams now, but once this OD season ends, or once they have a bad weekend in OD, they bail on their team and look for the next big opportunity. So quite frankly, the format doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Tranquility is a cool place, and we're really happy about it. But I think what makes it unique is that the teams really invest into it. That's what makes it special compared to a lot of other places, is that the teams are really invested in it. And it shows because we're able to put out such a consistently quality product with really cool people and really cool teams and a really tight-knit community. Even the team players who don't get necessarily the most along or are nearly polar opposites still are pretty chill people with each other in general. So when we looked at Transcendence tier, the uncapped tier, pushing for these super high-end teams, it's not going to work anymore. It's just not. We aren't going to be reaching out for uncapped teams anymore. It's just not a feasible long-term strategy for the health and wellness of the Tranquility community. So it's not something we can do. That said, we are not abandoning the idea of a Transcendence tier at all yet. We're just simply going to change the approach on it. So rather than trying to go out and get the top end of the top end teams who will always consider Tranquility Wednesdays a pointless endeavor or a scrim night or a night where they don't even need to show up and just forfeit, we're moving on from that. So Transcendence tier is going to look very different next season. It is going to have SR checks. The team average must be a 4,000 or below. It will be a true Masters level tier. The way we picture it is there are a lot of teams who are in Tranquility, who are in Transcendence tier, who are like 37, 38, 3900s. They're not going to be pushing top end OD. Sure, they might be playing it, but they also are teams that have been playing together for a long time. They know for a fact they're not going to make OD playoffs, but like for them, this could actually mean something. And these teams have shown a history of investing into what we put forward. So we will be changing it to be a true Masters tier. This is going to be great because there's a lot of players in the community right now. Like I just talked about Needle, for instance. Like for instance, he's a person who I believe is approaching GM. Next season his only option would have been Transcendence tier, uncapped tier, but now it's different. Now he can play in this tier, which is a true like Masters level tier, or at least the team average must be Masters level. There's an SR floor of 3,500, which your SRs would be raised to, just like in our current. So if you were, let's say you were silver and you wanted to play in the Harmony tier, your SR would be raised at 2,000 for purpose of calculation. It's going to be a much more consistent product. It's going to be a much more competitive tier. And it's going to be a tier where people will actually invest a little bit into the product itself. And that's something we really wanted to improve upon, is the level of investment. Because if you look at the roster turnover problems, you want to know where about 90% of the roster turnover problems came from. It was from teams at 4,200 or higher.
Yep. Yeah.
Those teams aren't pushing for Tranquility Championships. Those teams are pushing for OD playoffs, and their players are looking for the next big opportunity to try to break into T3. They're not looking to win the Tranquility community. They don't care about that. We want to embrace the people who really want to invest in our community, and it's going to be better for the health of the community in the end to not see teams walking around with 45 different roster transactions and now completely unrecognizable rosters. Like, it's just not healthy for what we try to put forward here, for the investment level that we try to encourage in our community. You know,
oh, absolutely. I mean, Tranquility, it's always been, for me and for the people I know, it's always been a place to either just, you know, hang out with your friends, or it's a place to grow and get better at the game. You know, there's tons of, like, Havoc is our example, right? They were plats and then they were diamonds and then they were masters and then they were grandmasters, and having a tier for the tippy top, it doesn't make any sense, because there's nowhere to really go from there other than make roster transactions. You can't really get better than 4,300.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it makes sense to have a place that's just above the diamond tier, just above, you know, the Discord tier.
Mm-hmm.
But people that want to get to that next level, you know, that this is a place for them to go where they can get that stepping stone before they compete in OD. And I think that's great. That's amazing.
It's a really cool competitive place where you can just go chill with your friends. Like, that's the cool thing about the Tranquility community, is like, yeah, we like to have fun, we like to take it seriously, but at the same time, it's just Wednesday with the guys, or Wednesday with your team.
Wednesdays with the boys.
Wednesdays is just,
I tell people it's quick play, the tournament.
Yeah, so the Discord, the Discord tier, and Falcon just posted a really important note. The Discord tier will be not changed. We're really happy with the SR tier, so there will be opportunities for players to cross over between the two tiers, which is fine. That's where we want to encourage that. We want to encourage there to be intermingling, and quite honestly, there is a large glut of players between like 3,400 and 3,700 in Overwatch who are looking for teams constantly. You know, they're not good enough to team hop for OD playoffs, but they're good enough to latch onto a team and find a group of people they can chill with on Wednesdays and scrim with a couple nights a week. So I want
to point out, like, there's a one sentence from our mission statement. This community is intended to aid the growth of players and their development in the game of Overwatch.
Right.
Ultimately, that's what we're about. We're not about. We want to help you get to your next goal by making you better.
Right. This is,
and I love the idea of the overlap, because, like you said, there's some people right there at, you know, 3,700, and that's maybe their peak. That's you know, that's their peak, and maybe they want to stay there. But then there's people at 3,700 who are like, I can take this to the next level. I can learn and grow as a player, and I want to push forward. And then there's a place for that too.
Yeah. And there's a lot of these orgs, like, we, you know, somebody was talking about like In-Laws and Poisonous and teams like that. You know, they have like academy level teams who they're not pushing OD playoffs. You know, they're pushing for tournaments to gain experience as a team and get better as players. And that could be what Tranquility is for them. You know, look at like Volume 51. They're an academy team for Volume 0. You know, Volume 51 in a true Masters level tier could be a near top level team. Like, that's just a simple fact. But it's like this is in Lynx Esports, same type of deal. I think Corvidity is right on that 4K line right now, like very close to that. But they could make some adjustments, and they could make that happen too for next season if they wanted to. Like, there are a lot of teams who in the Transcendence tier right now who could just carry on next season in the Tranquility community in the new Transcendence tier, and I think would have a lot of fun with it. You know, I really do. So we'll see. You know, and another thing I'm going to say too is that we are changing how we accept teams next season. You know, quite frankly, demand this season was really high, like way higher than we have ever seen, and we've already got teams trying to get in now. So there is an incredibly high demand for Tranquility community slots, and in order to accommodate that, in order to really make the best decisions possible, people will be now applying for spots. And just because you apply doesn't mean you're going to get in. That's another thing too. So, like, something to keep in mind here, guys, is we will be putting out applications for that soon. Cavalier, I know, is going to be posting some things tonight. So yeah, there you go, right there. So we take this. We're trying to put forward the best possible place, the best possible community, and in order to do that, we need to make the right changes for the health of the community in general. And I think the new Transcendence tier is going to be the place to be. And yes, Impers, you did mention teams competing this season will get the first priority for slots unless there's for some reason we don't want to welcome them back. That
teams
is,
in good standing.
yes, teams in good standing.
Teams in good standing are welcome back.
Yep.
Yeah, and
So
it
then,
may,
like,
may or may
team-
not be related, but it kind of might go back to that whole
Yep.
we accept Twitch Prime.
Mhm.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can't say for sure that helps, but
Yep. And
It
Cab,
doesn't
you know.
hurt.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
Cab did bring up something in chat that I want to mention is that trans tier will stop. They'll stop having special rules too. You know, the two maps rule will be back in play.
Our
You know,
Discord.
our Discord, all the rules that apply to everyone else, they will now fully apply to Transcendence tier. No ifs, ands, or buts. So, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so real quickly, gonna weigh in on this. Joining Tranquility as a silver player and getting up to almost GM, it becomes a grind and it doesn't become fun. One thing I've always really enjoyed about the community is that it's fun. And when you're pushing for those upper OD positions, pushing for contenders, the game just stops becoming fun and starts becoming like a job.
Yep.
And the way that this direction is going is best for everyone's mental health involved. Best for synergy, best to kind of bring it back and just have fun. Also, totally unrelated question: would you consider Instalock in good standing?
we'll have to deliberate offline.
Okay.
Yeah, now
interesting.
is not the
This
time
is
to
an
ask if
admin
your
chat.
team
This
is.
is an admin
No,
Yeah.
interesting.
Now
Yeah,
it's
don't
not-
do that. Don't do that. That was maybe an asshole. Don't do that.
No.
Don't.
But yeah, anyways, we could talk on and on. There's so many changes down the pipeline here for Transcendence here specifically, but in the end, a lot of it's just going to be kind of bringing Transcendence tier to the level that we have Discord and Harmony tier at right now. You know, we're really, really happy with where those two tiers are at, and we want to bring Transcendence tier to a similar level of investment, and we think these changes are exactly what the doctor ordered. So we're really excited for this. I can't say enough how much we are looking forward to having the changes in next season. It's going to make things a lot of fun. Now, I know some people are asking, well, my team's 4.4K. I see you, by the way. Vix and some Yun.
Whoa, easy.
I don't know how to pronounce that name.
No,
Someone.
Someone. All right. Anyways, I see you guys in there. So I know some of you guys might be asking, well, hey, we kind of like it here. Do we just get kicked out? And the answer is yes. F off. No, I'm just kidding. No, you.
No, but seriously.
But seriously, get off. No, but seriously, leave.
But seriously.
No, you aren't. So we want to do things that are uncapped down the line. But they will be different. It's going to be the idea that we have that we're currently floating. We're actually working on trying to get sponsorship for, because if we're going to do it, we want to do it right. We want to put a prize pool out there and things like that. You know, we want to make it a real tournament. And not just a group of people hanging out on Wednesdays with the boys. You know, we want to get sponsorship, we want to get a prize pool, and we want to make it a real uncapped, legit tournament where we could actually pull in the tip top of the tip top and run like a week long or a 1 weekend or 2 weekend tournament where we could do that. That is a legitimate thing we want to do, but is it going to happen? It depends. We need sponsors, you know, just to put it simple. Like, you know, we appreciate that you guys are buying all the merch, but in the end, the merch doesn't make a prize pool. The merch is for you guys to put into these giveaways and things like that we want to, you know, give back to you guys. But sponsorships are what we'd be looking for the big things. And, you know, will that happen? We certainly hope so. And we're going to give it our damnedest to make that happen for you guys. But is it likely? Not at this exact moment in time. But we want to make that happen down the line. So, anyways, yeah, that's really it. There's a lot more coming out for stuff like that down the line. Just pay attention to what's going on announcements. Cav's going to post some stuff out tonight, and we'll be posting more stuff out during the off season. There's some events that we might throw at you guys, maybe some fun. You know, I'm genuinely weighing having a little mini community Valorant tournament.
Oh boy.
Throwing some other games at you guys just for fun, just to have a little fun, guys. Maybe throw in some like community Smash Bros. Something like that. Just
I'm a Fox one trick.
yeah. Falco.
If anybody needs a Fox one trick, just pick me up.
So Vix, we know you've been a GM for a team you've been a team manager for 2 weeks. We get it. Okay. Anyways, moving on. That's about it for changes, guys. Just pay attention to what's going on, and we'll talk about that once the time goes on. That was a lot of rambling, but a couple quick reminders. End of season awards are going to be announced next week's podcast. That is not All Stars. That is the end of season awards. Those are the ballots that have been posted, the Google Forms. A lot of you have been filling those out. Interesting results so far. If you haven't filled out a ballot yet, please do. Thank you. Make sure you read the rules. If you don't read the rules and I have to delete your ballot, I'll make an angry face at you. Do you really want that? You really want that on your conscience?
No,
you don't. Exactly. And again, All-Star votes, reminder on that's going to be ending like right around the corner here, guys. All-Star teams, once they're decided, we'll be drafting the teams on the podcast. Something to look forward to there. Historically, Thug and I have drafted the teams. I don't know if that's going to be exactly how we do it this season, because maybe Thug and I just don't want to draft 3 teams.
Yeah, maybe we don't.
If only there were 2 other hosts that would be willing to do it.
Yeah, if only we had 2 other hosts who were willing to do it. Right, Thug?
If only.
Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about, though.
Smug's coming back?
He might.
Yeah, Smugs. Yeah, maybe we get Smugs. Maybe Nick will come back. We can get Nick.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, honestly, Nick would be great. Really quick then, guys. There's one other thing, and I'll give Specs the floor.
Yeah, so obviously been around the Tranquility community since pretty much the start here. Been part of the podcast on and off through season 2, which is when it kind of got started. All of last season and this season as well. But this is going to be my last season on the podcast as a full-time host. Life's just kind of moving on here. Recently graduated college last year. Career starting to really pick up. Moving back into Philly pretty recently soon as well. So life is just kind of throwing me a bit of a curveball here. So going to definitely miss it and wouldn't rule out me ever, guest hosting if someone can never be here. But we'll see how it goes. Definitely going to still be around the community and, look forward to seeing how everything goes here. I'm not leaving. Trust me, not leaving.
Well, congratulations to you, Specs, on all the things going for you. I know we're going to miss you. I know the community will miss you here. It's been obviously
on Twitter.
Yep. Don't worry. You'll still get his takes on Twitter, guys. So that said, we will be looking for a replacement host next season for the Iris. So far as I know, Thug and myself and NPC are coming back.
Yep.
We're a bunch of boomers. We got nothing better to do.
Yeah.
It's like my bridge night.
Yeah, this is my bridge night. If you guys, we're looking for people who we want to get. It's not a community vote. It's going to be based on our decisions. Despite chat having like 5 people typing the words PDK over and over again.
Dude, there's too much of a risk he gets grounded.
Exactly. Consider the grounding risk. Also, he doesn't have a webcam, so. There will be some requirements for that, but if you are interested in being a part of the Iris podcast next season as a full-time host, there are expectations. There's a lot involved. It's not just showing up on Mondays. You do have to prep. Sometimes you have to do research.
You have to read Yeti's script.
You have to read Yeti's my scripts.
Detailed scripts.
My detailed scripts that actually tell you when to take a drink and when to not.
True. When bathroom breaks are okay.
Yeah, you were late on that cue, Thug.
I'm sorry.
No, it's a fun time. I know we have a blast doing it. It is work. It's not like all fun and games, but I love my Monday nights. They're a blast, and I hope you guys would be interested in being a part of that next season because it's a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun.
We could put the picture of Nick and just have PDK do the voice.
That's true.
Interesting.
I mean, that'd be the best.
That sounds. It's like a squeaky Nixall. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm just gonna do it right now. Okay, dude.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, accurate.
Yeah, no. PDK kid, there's not enough alcohol in the world to have you be the host in here. No offense. Anyway, yeah, Squeaks all. I love it. All right.
Oh, speed.
All right, really quick, guys. Let's get to the last bit of it here. We have 4 matches this week. We have Tuesday, Corvidity versus Uncommitted. Wednesday, Boop versus Holy Jalapenos. Thursday, Eclipse versus Tailwind. And Friday, Prodigious versus Airstrike. That's right, 4 nights of playoff action in the Tranquility community this week, guys. Tons and tons of fun. So who we picking? Who we playing? We're really running over time here, so we're just going to do this the quickest way possible. One of you will pick each one of these matches. So I'm going to start with Thug. Which match do you want to pick?
Jalapenos and Boop. It's going to be Jalapenos.
What's the score?
4-0.
4-0.
Wow.
It's a flex. This is a flex.
Wow.
That may be true. Boop has had like one VOD review, and then they played Valorant the rest of the time. So you never know.
Sure, they quit playing. They quit playing. Waffle Man is a Raze main now, and I mean it's over. So
Layla's a jet one trick.
There's a Sombra joke in there somewhere, I'm sure. All right. Specs, pick a match.
I'll pick the Corvidity Uncommitted match because this is going to be the closest match of these 4, and it's going to be a 4-1 win by Corvidity. It's not going to be close.
Wow.
I
Yes,
had it actually close like 4-3.
That's me saying the other 3 matches are going to be stomps as well.
Wow. Boop versus Holy Jalapenos, by the way, has gone to map 5s every match during regular season. So I'm surprised y'all are just kind of writing that off as a guarantee.
I think 4-2 Jalapenos, but yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
That's not true though.
All right.
They're the 4-0.
Which match do you want, NPC?
You know what? I'm gonna take Eclipse Tailwind. I'm gonna go Tailwind 4-0. Mm-hmm. I believe in Swaley and Truth and Poggers and all those guys.
Team of terrible names, by the way. You guys need better in-game names. They're awful.
Tailwind's a pretty tight name though.
Tailwind's fine. Their team name's fine. Their individual names garbage.
Poggers? That's a great name. Swaley? That's a great name.
Swaley's
Poggers even has all those Unicode characters in there. How can you go wrong?
Exactly.
I hate people like that.
You just look so awesome. When people see it, they're like, my God.
He should have put X's in front of the name. Like one lowercase, one uppercase.
The lowercase, uppercase, yeah, X's.
Tier director
42669. Yeah.
Those stupid special characters make my job so fucking hard. I have to copy and paste. I can't just like look and type. It's
yeah.
Get off my lawn!
He says with his My Chemical Romance haircut.
Exactly. NPC.
Oh my God.
Oh wow. Oh man, I wasn't ready for that.
Okay, he's dead.
He's just dead. Oh my God. Nicely done, NPC. You were ready on that one.
Thank you. I was ready.
How? Like that was great.
Doug doesn't even know what happened.
No, he doesn't know what happened. That's the best part. He's gonna have to wait for the VOD to see that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How's it going, Thug?
Good, I saw.
Okay. All right. How long have you had that GIF handy out of curiosity?
Just I put it on earlier.
Oh, okay.
Just waiting for me.
It's an overlay to this. So
okay, fair enough.
I just enable that layer and then there it is.
All right. I'll take the leftovers then. It's Prodigious versus Airstrike. I am going to go on a limb here, and I'm saying Prodigious. I think Mighty Bear is going to be called into work, and the ice cream machine is going to be broken, and he's going to need. Yeah, I know, but they're finally going to fix it, and he's going to have to go into work, and it just means that Airstrike is in big trouble. And I'm picking Prodigious. No, in all seriousness, I do think this one's going to be closer than people give Prodigious credit for, because as it's been all season for Prodigious, people don't give them enough credit for how far they've come this season. I think it's going to be a close match, but I'm picking Airstrike. I'm thinking it's going to be either 4-2 or 4-3, though. I think it'll be one of the closest matches of the week. I think it'll be a really good match. I think Prodigious will turn some heads. She'll earn a little respect that maybe they haven't been getting from certain people on this podcast who wear glasses and have opinions.
Tried to bleach their hair yesterday and bought hair dye without bleach. I didn't do that.
All right. So again, next week, guys, we will be doing the end of season awards. So make sure to tune in, and we'll also be previewing your Harmony tier finals. For those of you paying attention, we only have a couple weeks left. The end of the season is almost here. It's been a hell of a ride. We thank you all so much for tuning in tonight and every night here.
Giveaways.
Oh.
Giveaways.
Oh.
All
Just
right.
hand it to Beth now.
Are we doing two giveaways?
We are doing 2 giveaways.
We're doing the shirt giveaway and 400 Overwatch League tokens.
Let's do the t-shirt first.
Okay, t-shirt first. A random number generator. All right, and our first winner is Race FPV.
All right, Race.
All right, my favorite opponent.
Yes,
most
Race.
enjoyable opponent.
All right,
FPV.
Race.
All right, and for the t-shirt, or that was the t-shirt.
Yep.
For 400
400
Overwatch
owl
League tokens. Random number generator. It is Booth.
Booth.
Wow.
Booth.
Why
Booth.
is-
You know, Race and Booth. It's almost like, I know it's not rigged, but if I had rigged it, that's probably what I would have picked.
I mean, you had to rig it for Race. I mean, Fighting Potatoes don't win the playoffs. I needed to win something during playoffs.
That's all right. We had to give him that win.
Rex will miss you.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight, everyone. We appreciate you tuning in as always.
I can't read chat right now.
Oh,
so I don't
and
know
for
what
those
it's-
of you wondering, by the way, the 400 owl tokens, they'll be on the table again next week. So,
2 giveaways.
yeah, 2
2 time
giveaways.
back or 3 time back.
yeah.
Wait, how do you get
3 times.
channel points then, Yeti?
Well, it's
interested.
funny it's funny that you ask that. Maybe they can figure it out for themselves. Fucking Zoomers, learn to read.
Oh, so what you're saying? Can you get double the amount of points if you're subscribed?
I
to
mean,
the...
you could do that actually. If you subscribe to the Overwatch Tranquility Community's Twitch channel, you actually get double points. It's the craziest thing. And here's the best part. I don't know if you knew this. If you tune in for multiple casts in a row, you actually get bonus points.
Yeah,
Interesting.
just click the little treasure chest down there.
Exactly.
And you get them.
Wow.
And the best part is, we're streaming 5 nights a week this
5
week.
nights a
Tonight,
week.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, anytime you want to get on, like, about 7 p.m., just turn on Tranquility because we'll be here.
Think of the opportunities like to gain all these channel points that maybe you just got granted by a gift subscription from Thuggington. I mean, damn, that's a lot.
Now, interesting question. If I'm already subscribed to the Twitch channel here, if I were to gift a sub to a friend per se, would they get those same benefits as well?
Okay,
my
well, you don't
goodness.
have friends, so we know
Hey, I
that's a
gifted
lie.
5 subs earlier. Were they to random
Randomly.
people?
Random
Okay.
people, right? But if you were to have a friend and you were to give them a subscription, then they would in turn also get double points, but only
Wow.
if they watch the channel.
And
So you
for
have to
those-
make sure you give it to somebody that's actually going to watch the channel so they can
Sure.
take full advantage of those points.
And I know some
Perhaps
people
like-
have asked, hey, you guys get some decent subs. Where does all that money go to? And the answer to that is Cav buys a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
No, this money actually goes to pay for no,
the t-shirts we give away,
yeah,
and the tokens,
yeah,
and
they go towards the t-shirts and and everything that we give away, guys. That is all based on these revenue from the store, also from all the subscriptions here to the Twitch channel. That's all.
the revenue from the store
funnels-
is pretty minuscule.
Yeah,
by the
it's
way.
really,
I
really
mean,
small. Really,
cut margin.
really small. But the no, it all goes back to you guys. If we had a meetup day this season, it would have gone to pay for shipping and materials for the meetup swag bags. These are all things that we pitch right back into the community. So if you are thinking, hey, I might want to sub here, please, we encourage it. All the money gets funneled right back into the community. This isn't a for-profit venture. Have you seen my basement?
He has
If I was-
fishies on the wall.
I have
Yeah, he
fishies
hasn't
on the
even
wall.
finished out the ceiling.
Right.
I mean,
there are Christmas lights there. They don't work. I just haven't taken them down. They've been there for 3 years. So
nice. Well, Merry Christmas. You know what you do get though? If you do subscribe, you're guaranteed to get something. Awesome emotes.
Yes.
We've got a lot of great emotes.
That's true. That's very true.
And if you notice, since more people have been subscribing, buying things from the store, we added a second part to the giveaway there. You should just be one part. Now it's
well,
two.
those are donations from me. But
Let's just think we're doing it right.
Sorry, I went off script there, guys. I'm sorry. I wrote the script too. No, but anyways, yeah, guys, if you want to get in on the fun here, please do tune into the streams. It's a lot of fun. You can get cool stuff, and
I like how Bird is volunteering.
Honestly, if you guys want to see
finish your basement,
if you guys want to see really one of the best up and coming casters in the Overwatch world right now in Doorcasts, tune in the Tranquility community, because he's got one of his first Overwatch gigs was with us, and dude's now casting freaking top end T2 tournaments. So, and yet, guess what? Guess where he's casting on Wednesday?
Where?
Here on Twitch. Twitch.tv/OW Tranquility.
Whoa, the Boop and Holy Jalapenos match? That's gonna be big.
That's gonna be big. That's right. Just 2 weeks ago, I believe he was casting a match with XQC and Super, and now he's going to be casting a match with Vet and BethCon too.
Oh, what an
Wait
upgrade.
a second.
Yeah.
So if we've got matches all week this week, and we got door casting, and we've got casters, and we've got talent, we've got broadcast, we're doing all sorts of good things. I think that means it's crunch time.
Oh man!
And I'm gonna eat these. I'm gonna eat these cheesy grooves. You know why? Because I want to win a trip to the grand finals.
You win a grand
I'm gonna win that trip.
Yeah, no. They're really good.
I hope
honestly.
my wife isn't watching, because I'm gonna eat through the groove.
She is.
Are they white cheddar?
Yes! Oh no!
Oh no!
No! Run!
I've been found out. Lock the door.
Up the street! Up the street!
All right, guys. But in seriousness, we're having fun here. We really appreciate everybody tuning in and watching us banter on. Specs will miss you next season. I know somebody's asked in chat, do we need to be as spicy as Specs? The answer is no, because nobody.
But it helps.
Yeah, but it's really funny when you are. So no, you don't have to be. But if you're interested, let me know. We'll be definitely curious to see who steps up and who takes the spot next season. So,
yes.
Huh?
I said yes.
Yes, Queen. Anyways. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. For Thug and Specs and NPC and Ski Free Yeti, we will see you guys tomorrow night and every night this week.
One community, 3 tiers, 44 teams, and nearly 200 matches played. It's all led to this. Welcome to the playoffs, where the pretenders get eliminated, no second chances are given, and only strong will survive. We'll see dominant performances, we'll see rivals clash, and we'll see shocking upsets. Players and teams of all skill levels have practiced for months to get here, giving it everything they have, but at the end of the day, only one will achieve: tranquility.